Hey, good morning, everybody. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wade and Carter Show.
You
Hey,
got everything done?
I'm
The
just
black
double
magic,
checking.
black
Yeah,
magic.
that's
Yeah,
there
that
still.
looks good.
Yeah, we're good. You got that?
Somebody
We're
come over there and go, no sound. There's no sound.
Or it's going to be clicking and popping, which we know.
That's if we're better with sound.
Yeah, I know. Ricky King, Scott Tomko, Jordan Glass on the podium this morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday. Going to be a nice one. Wade and Carter Weather brought you with the great folks at AT Deal and Hayfeed and Ranch Services.
The weather. Great sir. The weather says 44 degrees and clear skies in Victoria, Texas, with a high today of 74. It's a sunny, sunshiny day.
Yeah, we are like Rice Krispies, Scott.
I don't know what to do.
We're at a loss.
We're doing what we can. Looks very staticky on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't.
And the thing is, if it's staticky constantly, my mic, Ash's mic, heaven forbid. Now, Commander, you say something to see if it's...
Howdy. Good morning, everybody.
Now, if it's clear when he's doing it, it could be a proximity issue because everything's running through the same board. So his microphone also goes through our board. Scott Thompson says, it's okay, we will survive. You know,
Appreciate that, but we're tired of just surviving.
I mean, would you rather have warm, moist
Thank you,
chocolate
Stephanie.
cake
All mics. So
in the weather, or would you rather have, something bland indoors? I mean, I think you have to just suck it up, Buttercup.
Well, I think we're going to work towards that power conditioner next and see.
Put that back out there, I guess.
Yeah,
What's that?
the other board.
Well, you know what I'm
Backup
thinking
board.
is it's a lot like if you're the prime minister or whoever. Thank you, Scott. Whoever is involved with like the country of Denmark. You can hate it if you want, but it is what it is. Donald Trump doubling down. Now, I've talked to Ash about this. The reason the left isn't becoming unhinged about the civil rights of the audacity, the arrogance of Donald Trump to suggest that the U.S. is going to have a presence in Greenland is because, well, then leave. If you can't handle it, it would do us all a favor. Just go. At the end of the day, I like how some people, they have huge opinions and they're also electrical specialists. It's probably a board problem. Your board's probably going out. Your board went out long ago, bonehead. The president is saying, look, we're going to have a presence in Greenland. And the reason the left isn't clamoring about the rights of Greenlanders and Denmark in general is because even the left knows that our national security demands that we have a presence in Greenland. And it's going to happen. The prime minister or whatever that person is, I mean, they're a monarchy, right? I don't care what you call her. She was whining and crying. It's just unbelievable. It's like it's over.
Well, and I'm surprised the left isn't celebrating this one. Maybe this is why the left aren't doing what they always say they're going to do.
Hypocrites and
So,
they're wrong.
ICE agent in Minneapolis the other day goes to arrest a guy, I believe from Honduras. Guy starts taking a shovel to the ICE agent's head. ICE agent pulls out his gun, shoots the guy. Doesn't kill him. What does the left always say police should do when they shoot?
Oh, just shoot him in the leg.
Shoot him in the leg.
Shoot him.
Shoot him in the leg.
Yeah.
Shoot to wound. Well, guess what? ICE agent shoots the guy in the leg. The left is mad he got shot. You just did everything he did what you always asked him to do. Shoot to wound, not to kill, even though he's getting beat with a shovel.
Yeah. Ralph Salazar, the Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
from Magic 95.9, which, by the way, if you want clear wonderful Tejano music and oldies favorites that Ralph plays. Stay tuned to Magic 95.9 FM after the Wade and Carter show.
Yeah.
He said, just come down to Magic and do the show until you figure it out.
Yeah.
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Yeah. Isn't it funny? The attention whores. And I don't know how people, your myopic view, we've got a regional presence now. Any given day, 35, 40,000 listeners. The idea that individuals try to interject themselves, Junior, I know it's your new best friend, but it's just tiresome. It's distracting, and it's like it's not. If there was a way to block an individual, I would do it. Now, you want to call me? You want to call and test your banter ability? 894-4020. Any of you, if you're in the No Bull Network, Calhoun, DeWitt, Gonzalez, Carnes, if you're like, those guys are just so arrogant, hey, you know what we are all the time? Right.
Morning, Corey.
We're just right.
Ricky King says now the board's kind of cleared up a little bit. Yeah, that's the problem. That's what I can't figure it out.
Sometimes it clears up as the show goes on. Maybe it's just cold, and I'm not being silly.
It was a lonely evening.
The vacuum tubes haven't quite warmed up yet.
He was a quiet boy. I want to declare something today. I'm doing this without your permission because it's live radio, and it's easier to get forgiveness than permission. Today is Brand Us Friday. We don't spend enough time talking about the marketing consulting services, the website updates, the search engine optimization that our own Commander Cody can do for you, no matter what your situation is. Social media posting, remote and in-house technical training. He can either bring you in, come to you, or he can talk you through it on the phone. Reach out to the Commander. Why choose Brand Us over the competitors? Personalized, hands-on service, and he's got really soft hands.
But they're big.
No one-size-fits-all solutions. Local expertise, over 20 years of proven experience in marketing, consulting, and digital services.
He has an oversized keyboard so his fingers don't do typos.
He does. Like the C on his board is that big.
Yeah, it's like those phones that you used to get your grandma back in the day when everybody had a dial-up phone with the big numbers. That's his keyboard.
The only downside is his keyboard is so big he has to type like this. It looks like Tom Hanks in Big.
That meme with the little cat doing this, that's Cody's hands when he's typing.
He has one that he does with his feet. All right, enough of him. Junior Samples, this is something we're talking about, and we're just going to bounce around today because, it's our show, and we were lazy in our preparation.
Actually, we weren't. I wasn't.
Oh, okay. You feel prepared?
As prepared as every other day.
Donald Trump gifted a Nobel Peace Prize by the opposition leader. Where is that lady, the opposition leader? Argentina?
Maria Corina Machado from Venezuela.
Venezuela, yeah. Saying that she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in December of 25. Now, what's interesting about this to me, hey, hats off to her. Pure class. She's coming in. She's also seeking support. She probably got a couple of $1 billion to help her set up a better government in Venezuela. But I always thought it was interesting that she received a Nobel Peace Prize, Ash, but it was unsafe for her to go get it. Yeah. So she sent her daughter. That makes perfect sense. Well, they might kill me, so I'll send my daughter.
Well, because, the Venezuelans are such a peaceful people and government, and the leftists in this world just loved the leftists in Venezuela.
You remember that her daughter was gorgeous and so well-spoken, extremely polished. I'm being sincere. I'm going to bet she was educated in the United States or in England and really spoke beautiful English and was super, super humble. The way she accepted the award on behalf of her mother. She did say that Bolivar kept the medal as a symbol of the connection between the struggle for independence in America and the fundamental values of the United States, and noted that that is what she wanted to emphasize. The problem I have with this is not that Donald Trump doesn't deserve a Nobel Peace Prize, because he does. He does. Nobody has had more of a global effect in the last year than Donald Trump. But, Ash, when all this deal went down with Israel and all of that, it was after the deadline to submit names for consideration for 25. I mean, he's certainly eligible and probably at the top of the list to win next year's Nobel.
Should have been thrown in as a finalist for the Abraham Accords that he did in his first term.
True story, but everybody
Along the
hates
way.
him.
Yeah.
Quit looking at the results. Speaking of, man.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's just.
Don't look at the results. Delcy Rodriguez, I wonder what she's going to have to say about it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the problem. The results don't matter, right? To the leftists, it's the execution bothers them more than the results, and the execution only bothers them because Donald Trump is the one executing these strategies, and he's actually doing it. I should say,
yeah.
Instead of just Obama talking about it or
And
Biden talking about it. And everybody else talking about it along the way.
About it. Why hasn't he done something with Venezuela?
Trump's getting
$25 million reward. So then Trump goes and gets him. I can't believe we invaded a sovereign nation.
Why do you think they're so mad in Minnesota, eh?
Hey, so listen to
because they're getting it done. They're naming stuff. They're digging stuff out.
These things write themselves, folks. Trump talking on visiting with Delcy Rodriguez, the number 2, who's now in charge in Venezuela.
This is from the Epic Times.
This is beautiful. These things write themselves. This is Trump on that call. We had a call, a long call. We discussed a lot of things, and I think we're getting along very well with Venezuela. Really? I mean, does that not just sound like Trump being a parody of Trump? We had a call, a long call. We discussed a lot of things. There you have it. Donald Trump with transparent insight. You got to make fun of the guy in equal order that you are in awe of him. It's unbelievable. He's just something else. What are you finding? You digging through? You're like scrolling.
I was trying to find it. I was trying to find the report because it was pretty good, but Nick Shirley, who's the one who basically uncovered all the fraud in Minnesota, has found more fraud. So get ready for more unrest in Minneapolis and more of Ilhan Omar gaslighting the people of Minnesota.
Yeah.
She's actually on the news going, well, show me what these illegals have done wrong and what crimes they've committed. You and I went through the list the other day. 20 some odd people, all convicted of strong-arm sodomy of a child or worse, murder.
Yeah, Cody, what was the magic number of the percentage? The percentage, this is out of 100, of the people that have been detained by ICE that should not have been?
0.002.
So that means if ICE detains 1,000 people.
0.02. Because they had gotten 99.98% right.
Wow, think about that. Out of 10,000 people, they found 2 people that weren't the right people to detain.
Is your mom checking
Hi,
in?
Mom.
Good morning, Mom. Adam Daughtry, good to see you. Micah Patton, the Mandate Podcast and Show.
But yeah, good for you. Yeah, that's cool.
Micah Patton, Kathleen Leininger,
There's
Funky
your
Trey
brother.
Molina.
Hey, Funky.
Patrick Strauss, good morning. Gilbert Glenn checking in.
I do want to go back for you. If you really don't understand the importance of Greenland, I can't help you. Even the left understands that remember that we're talking about a country. I don't know how big Greenland is as a landmass.
Not very.
But it's only got 60,000 people. It's basically an island, and the idea that Dawn says Cody's mic. Oh, Lilo says Cody's mic is way too hot.
Just pulled it down a little bit. Ron Sick, good morning.
We could just turn his mic off.
Daryl Smith, good morning, Nate. Andy Rockovich says, I don't think the rioting will get very bad since Trump stopped U.S. aid. The Democrat Party is bankrupt and can't afford to organize a riot. That's well, there's that. But
Well, he's fixing to continue to shut down like federal funding, gone.
Greenland is approximately 3 Texases in size.
It's really just not very big
Yeah.
as a country.
Right.
Although it may be bigger than quite a few, I'm just saying it's not that big when you consider that it's probably 80% ice. Ice, baby. There you go. There's Caden checking in, 6'7". I don't even know what he's talking about.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's a who cares deal. Ricky
Trying to be
King says,
funny
how are
about
they? How are they still in the country? I'm talking about illegals. Yeah,
and they've committed crimes like that. That's the part I don't understand. Well, that's the part nobody understands. They just captured a Somali in Minnesota. I heard the story on this one this morning coming in. I don't remember how many years ago it was. At gunpoint with a couple of his buddies, forced a 15-year-old girl who I believe called for a ride share to get home to perform sex acts by gun on the driver. 14 years later, pulls the same act, uses a gun to rape a woman. They tied the DNA to both. In fact, he got off on the first one for some reason. I don't know exactly why, but they didn't have quite enough evidence, right? Criminally got off for all you sickos out there. They find enough evidence to tie him to the first crime, so they charge him with the second crime. This guy's such a nut job. The public defender quits on him, so then the state has to hire a private attorney to defend this guy. He gets probation. Guess what? Does it again. Third time. He has now raped 3 women at least that we know of by gunpoint. The third time he's walking around the streets because the criminal system in Minneapolis is so freaking screwed up. They let a 2-time violent sex offender on the street on probation. You wonder why this country is where it's at?
Yeah.
And Donald Trump gets blamed for the unrest caused by the left because they want to defend these people. You cannot bring there to here and not have here become there. Plain and simple.
absolutely. Either assimilate or leave.
Morning, Don.
Dawn Chickson says, morning, Ash. And all. Well, I don't get a good morning. Hello, dear.
Nothing.
You can hardly see me. I'm in camouflage. Maybe she doesn't know I'm here,
Maybe not. You are in camo.
but sporty.
Daryl Smith says, short rope, tall tree. I'll donate the rope. I've got a
Yeah.
better. I've got a. I'm
Just
gonna.
shoot 'em.
Yeah, you know what?
Just shoot.
Get
'em.
them out of here. We don't need them.
I've got no problem.
Don't even put them in jail here.
I don't even understand. I guess I just don't understand. The transition is, so
Make
you've
it-
got in general, our Democrats have been mouthy from their armchairs and not really very militant. But what you're seeing now, go back to the 60s and early 70s where you had these hippie idiots. They were certainly not Republicans. They may have been libertarians, and they were certainly more conservative than today's Democrats, even when they were high and topless. But they are just hippie idiots. We knew them. We called them heads in high school. I know exactly who they are, and I know where they are now. I know exactly who they are. But they had children. Those children raised themselves in homes where their parents were out getting their groove on, unchurched, just raised feral. They were feral children. And we're now dealing with their children. So the grandchildren of the hippie era, the hippie of anarchist, just self-gratifying hedonism, free love, peace, let's get high. They've been high now for 3 generations. And those people are now going, we're going to the street, man. We're going to take it to the man. If you are dumb enough to inject yourself into a legal, whether you like the law or not, don't care if you don't like the law, a legal law enforcement operation, and you get shot, I have zero sympathy for you, and I consider your demise good riddance. It is not tragic to me that fat broad lesbian in Minnesota, who wasn't even from Minnesota with her meth record, got shot. That does not bother me at all. Don't care if the officer got hit by the car or not. Should not have been there.
Oh, which, by the way, CBS News reported the other day or
That he
yesterday
did
morning that
get
he had
hit.
actually suffered from internal injuries.
Absolutely.
Had internal bleeding.
But the
after being hit
left
by the
wants to
car.
rate, well, just how big of an offender was she? I mean, if she didn't hit him, look, man, you ain't got no business being there.
The prosecutors in Minneapolis who put this idiot from Somalia back on the streets after raping two people, one of them 15-year-old girl by gunpoint, could have stopped it from happening a third time and chose not to. Because they copped a plea for probation. Probation for a two-time convicted rapist.
Yeah.
Probation.
Just shoot those people. That's where we're at in our country. And that's uncivilized. No, uncivilized is letting these morons walk around our streets.
Hey, again, good morning, buddy. John Paul Hull checking in. Brent Anderson, good morning.
JP checked in. That's
And
a
yet,
bonus.
they're only here for a better life.
Quiet people, just here trying to pick avocados.
Bonnie Howard.
Good morning, Ash. What happened to Brent? Somebody up over
there
there?
you go. I got his answer. What is that?
Hello.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're here.
hello.
We say hello, okay?
I got to say something, man.
I'm just trying to invite, more callers by being pleasant. What do you want?
So I wanted to talk about this Kyle Tucker trade to the Dodgers.
Oh, we're getting into
We're all
sports
going to
yet?
get that, so
Hang
we
on.
might as well go
Yeah,
right
well, should we take a quick break before
Yeah,
we get
you
into
know what,
sports?
Bobby?
Hang on, Bobby. Let's take a break and transition.
Hang on a second,
All
Bobby.
right,
You
there we
just
go.
hold. You've got, nothing else to do.
no.
Just hang on. We'll be back. It's that one.
Yeah, I know, but I can't just do that. If I
Oh.
could, I would.
Why can't you?
I don't know.
We have all this technology, and yet we are inept,
No, we're not. It just doesn't quite work. for me.
fairly inept,
It's supposed to.
arguably inept. There
Yeah,
are
we
people
got somebody.
who think we're inept. You can't just drag that over there.
No, I can't. I tried that. I just showed you.
Folks, Brand Dust, we already talked about them. How about Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends? Get in this weekend, play some bingo at Palace, and support 7 local charities. I just made the number 7 up because I like it.
But
It's
I think
kind
it's
of
6.
okay, whatever. Well, we don't. Well, I guess we're one of the charities then. Palace Bingo be great for you, great for your family. The food, the L&L Grill is awesome. Get in the cheeseburger, fantastic.
Veracruz, the last day of the week to get into Veracruz today. Enjoy the best Mexican food in town.
And the chicken fried steak with the wonderful neon gravy.
Yeah. Or you can get the queso on it too.
No, you know what? That's a great call. And then he put a little hot sauce in there with it. Man, oh man,
A little guac.
chicken fried steak a la mexicana. Come on, SA, let's eat it. USA Concrete Coatings,
578.
home, HOME. Putting down tough as nails polyurethane coat that won't.
Crack stick peel or fade.
Dawn says mix it up. I don't know what to tell you. If you want to sand it, seal it, stain it, paint it,
You want to seal
Concrete
it,
Coatings, that's
sand it, paint it, and stain
Absolutely.
it. That's how we mix it up.
White Trash Services, White Trash offering you the opportunity to put your garbage where their money is,
Call them.
or put your money where their
Put their money where
your
fire
volunteer
department
fire
is.
department
Yep.
is.
Give them a call. Sign up for 1 year
2
or a
year,
month
3
to month,
year.
2 year, 3 year. They'll give $25, $50, $100 to a volunteer fire department of your choice.
Yep.
And they'll lock in your rates for at least 2 years
You'll
as
be
well.
happy
So
as you
there
can be.
you go. Chesnick Furniture Company, great place to go buy furniture for every room in your house.
Bedding. They have Tempur-Pedic bedding. They have Stearns and Foster.
Yeah,
They have, what's the other one?
Sealy.
Posturepedic. They've got it all. By the way, they're all owned by the same company. So you get the Tempur-Pedic, like you can have
used to be.
They didn't used to be. But you can get like a Stearns and Foster with like a memory foam topper. It's awesome. Chesnick and Love make your house a home. Get in and see why you just always do better at Chesnick. Paravita Wellness and the Vita Cafe inviting you out for brunch on Sunday at the Vita Cafe, right there on Nursery Road, Nursery Drive, over there.
Yeah. Spring Creek Drive.
Find it. You got Google. Get by and see them. You'll be thrilled.
All right.
Yeah.
Now it's time for the First State Bank former Astros update.
Well, so let's bring up Bobby Leister. Bobby Leister, our local baseball expert. Bobby, how are you, sir?
Hey, I am great on a Friday. I've got a pot of coffee under me. I'm ready to go. Man.
Sweet. You better find a toilet under you pretty quick. I'm just going to say, how about, what do you make, what's your gut feeling when you are told that Kyle Tucker, who's still looking for his first hit in October ever, Kyle Tucker just signed, or is going to sign, a 4-year, $240 million deal that gives him $64 million in signing bonus, and $30 million of it is deferred, which is not much. And this guy has,
but it's enough for his great grandkids to live off.
Yeah,
of.
but I mean, it's like he's still going to collect $210 million over the first, 4 years of this deal, and he can opt out if he gets a better deal after 2 years.
He can't opt out if he gets a better deal. He has to opt out to seek a better deal.
Right, but he can opt out. Yeah. I mean, it's his agent talks to people every day.
Well, think about it. 2 years ago, Tucker wasn't. What was Tucker getting on the market? $30 million.
Yeah. Junior Simple says, sports, time to go to the office.
Go ahead.
Junior, I'm going to give you this. If you try to run a mandate podcast without any sports at all, you're going to have the most inviting 15 minutes in radio. I'm just telling you. Yeah. Now, Peter McNally says, is your volume weak or is it my phone? It might be your phone because we're either hot or cold or I don't know.
So, Bobby, what do you make of it?
So, I think for him, it's great. But I was reading the article from that sports network, and, they said, well, it's like an A-, but three teams in 3 years, injury prone. When it comes to the playoffs, he's disappeared. So it's a gamble. It's a gamble for him. It really is. It's kind of like Alex Bregman. He didn't stay long where he was. So
I don't want him back either. By the way, the rumors are
is
still
Bregman
out
not
there.
in Boston again?
No,
he's
no.
I missed that one.
Out.
I missed that one.
He opted out. And you know what's sad? It's all about the money for him.
No doubt.
I thought, man, they're going to stay in Houston. They're going to try to make the championship, but they didn't. So
I'm going to tell you something. I would have.
But there's part of the problem though. They have the opportunity to make the money. You have to remember, we all grew up at a time when there was player loyalty, but the only reason there was player loyalty is because the owners bound them to those teams. And in baseball, until Curt Flood came along, they couldn't move to another team. They signed you, and you played for whatever they wanted to pay you because you had no other choices.
But in the free agent era, you see guys like Cal Ripken Jr., you see guys like Derek Jeter, you see guys, and you see guys like Mike Trout, who eschew other offers because he's an angel. For better or worse, Mike Trout is a California angel.
He's loyal.
Yeah, and
but he also signed a 10-year deal worth, I don't know how much at the time, $200 million.
But isn't that a two-way street, Bobby? Yeah. I mean, like they paid him more because Altuve is an Astro. Now, right. I realize he's older, but even when he was a free agent, he made no bones about it. To his agent's chagrin, Altuve said, work out a deal. I'm a Houston Astro. Yeah. Right. You know why? Because when he had nothing, when he was nobody, the Astros gave him a shot. You got a guy like Kyle Tucker who left for the money last year to play in one of the most historic ballparks in one of the most iconic programs ever in the form of the Chicago Cubs, and now he leaves them.
Well, the Cubs thought they could throw money at their problem, and it didn't work, and now he's moved on. And I saw an article today that or some comment today, the Dodgers are wrecking baseball.
They're really not.
They're not.
But I don't understand why Jim Crane isn't wrecking baseball. Now, I would not. There is absolutely no chance that I would pay Kyle Tucker $60 million a year. You, Ash?
No.
I mean, if you had the money, is Kyle Tucker either the missing piece or the guarantee of a Dodger three-peat? No.
I doubt it.
I don't think so. And I don't think the Dodgers three-peat because baseball's a tough, tough sport.
But his resume will say Astros, Cubs, Dodgers. It's kind of Berkman when he got old.
Goes to the
Astros
Cardinals.
Went to the Yankees. So it's on his resume. I got to play with the Yankees, and that's all it
true.
is to me.
But by the way, Lance Berkman, I say it every chance I get. Lance Berkman should be in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame.
Very true. With that hobbling run he had at the
Fat
end.
Elvis was a player. Bobby, thank you a bunch. Would you give us real quick?
Thank you, guys. Have a great Friday.
Weekend? What are you doing for the weekend, Bob?
Little of nothing, man. We're trying to slow down from all the holidays. How about that?
There you go.
So,
all right. Well, have a good one,
man.
Hey, do the Texans win?
Yeah, they won 30-6.
No, do they win?
Yeah. Patrick Strauss says Biggio stayed with the Stros, even though the Rockies offered him a lot more money. You're exactly right. I mean, and it was a different era. But I look back.
Biggio also had kids. I don't think Tucker has any kids, or they're young enough where he can move around if he does. They're not in school.
Well, Chicago is not a great place to live, right? I mean, compared to L.A. I don't know. They both suck, but at least it's not cold in L.A. You know what I'm saying? The weather is beautiful. His wife can go walk on the beach with her security team. It'd be great. There's always a nice warm fire burning somewhere in Orange County.
At least he's not taking $240 million back to Venezuela in the offseason.
Right. Of course, by the time
kidnapped.
Gavin Newsom taxes him, he'll get about $50.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah. I wish him nothing but the best. Kyle Tucker seems like one of the good guys in professional sports, whereas to me, Alex Bregman's a money-hungry idiot. Different. I'm probably not right on either side.
I don't agree with the Bregman. I think Bregman's been known to be a good guy, and
was he
took an opportunity to Breggy bomb, dude. Breggy bombs.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't really that good a guy with Breggy bomb either, just so you know. But at any rate, I think I wish Tucker the best. I don't understand how a program can come in and offer a guy $60 million. Remember, Justin Verlander just a couple of weeks ago was making $35 million, and we thought that was a huge amount.
Well, because it was for what Verlander gives you.
Wow. Verlander's going to give you 150 innings this year, folks, and he's going to win 10 games. Remember I told you.
Not if he doesn't sign somewhere.
He's here.
No, he's not.
Oh, yeah.
He has not signed with the Astros.
Okay, you look it up.
Commander, get on that. Has Verlander signed with the Astros? I'm looking real quick at Kyle Tucker's stats last year.
Tell me the stats last year.
500 at bats.
If he had an MVP year, I could see him. He hadn't signed yet?
No, sir.
He'll be here.
266 batting average.
Pedestrian.
22 homers, 73 RBIs. I agree. They were
25. Yeah, that guy's not worth $60 million. That guy's not.
No, I agree.
That guy's not even Jeremy Pena.
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
I mean, his best year with the Astros was in 2023 when he had 112 RBIs, 29 home runs.
He's
284. Not really, no.
$60 million. I mean,
he had 30 stolen bases, 29 home runs.
Ohtani's looking at him and going, really?
But that's where sports is right now. That's where the market is.
But I don't understand how the Dodgers can do that and the Astros can't.
Because Jim Crane doesn't want to spend money on Kyle Tucker, and we have a bunch of outfielders who, to be honest, probably collectively are just paying him a lot less money, and we're getting just as much performance out of them.
Do you trade? Is there a chance that with Christian Walker at first, Carlos Correa at short, and Isaac Paredes at third, would it make sense? Don't get upset with me. Would it make sense to trade Jeremy Pena?
No, because Correa can't play short anymore.
He's too old now.
He doesn't have. I don't think he's played third so much. I don't think he has the range quite to do that anymore.
Fair enough. Yeah. Daniel Birch says, "Let's go Texans." The Texans play who this week? Pittsburgh.
Patriots.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. I do think it ends this weekend. The Patriots are good.
Don says don't trade Jeremy Pena.
Okay, Don,
I agree.
I'm with you. Don just likes the way he looks in his baseball pants. She does.
And I know Ty Williams asks if a lockout is inevitable.
What, hockey?
Baseball. I don't know. I don't know.
No.
That one, that's a good one. I don't know because why would, I mean, the owners, here's the problem I have with the owners locking out the players. The owners can control how much they pay the players. In this case, you're giving Kyle Tucker 266. We just went through the numbers, 73 RBIs.
22 homers, and he missed. He's always hurt.
Surprised he had 500 at bats last year. That's the most he's had in a couple of years.
Dawn, I agree, sweetheart. She says Pena
But-
is a long-term shortstop, and she does know baseball.
But every time the owners lock the players out, they blame the players, but it's their own actions
That's right.
that cause the lockouts.
They wonder why they don't make any money when they pay a guy $60 million a year to give you 120 games in right field
And
hit
wanna be-
260.
And want to be painted as the victims in all of this. Those greedy players are holding us hostage.
Daniel Bird just summed up our program and said we basically sound like old school AM radio. More like ham radio, probably that staticky sound.
It's
played
just,
100 he
it's
played
just a
100
gift that we give them, though.
He played
Right.
136 games last year. Tucker did. Just
For $60 million, he ought to pay 162 in some exhibition games.
most he's ever played 157.
I mean, that's normal in the big leagues now. You get a couple of days off on a road trip or whatever. First State Bank of Louise, the friendliest bank anywhere. Reach out to Lolly. You can reach out to her right there at Salem Road and John Stockbauer.
He had 259 with 1 homer and 1 RBI in the playoffs for the Cubs in 8 games last year.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the dude is a spare in October. If you're going to make $60 million a year, you need to strike fear into pitchers when you come to the plate, and he doesn't.
No, he hasn't had a good October since 2021. And I think even when the Astros won the World Series in 2022, I think he had a lot of his hits in one series.
And I can admit two things that, I think honestly that I might have been mistaken. I was really upset when the Astros let Kyle Tucker get away. I thought that was a mistake. But I also, if I recall correctly, made the comment, if I can only keep one, Tucker or Bregman, I want to keep Bregman. And at the time, we needed Alex badly. But Isak Paredes defensively made me forget about Alex
He played
Bregman.
pretty good last year.
He was good.
But I think he's the spare part in that Astros infield now. I mean, he'll probably DH a lot and probably need him there because,
Alvarez will be hurt.
yeah.
Pete, don't push it, Pete. Don't feed the monkeys, Pete. It is interesting to me how Peter McNally can come in. Yeah, I think the thing is Peter McNally's a terrific gentleman. He lives over in Beaumont in a little bubble. They let him out every now and then to go to the store, but he has to walk. I'm kidding, Pete. Pete is one of the most generous, kind, and educated men I've ever known. And he can come in with a comment that is totally off base.
50 minutes late.
Yeah, 50 minutes. But, yes, he's talking about something from yesterday. But he can come in and just run completely contra to the program, and nobody gets their dauber up. Nobody gets their feelings hurt. Nobody gets offended. Then we have other listeners, we have another listener that I will literally get phone calls about why do you indulge that idiot? You know you've gotten the phone calls too. And I'm just like, just not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to address said listener individually anymore. And I get applause for that.
Yeah. So,
And I like applause.
We've all-
Can I have some applause over there? Thank you. That'll be here all week.
Houston Chronicle, Cron.com, I think this is just an interesting story. So, a woman complained about a hair she found in her meal
Just home.
at the Fajitas Mexican Grill on Wilcrest. Don't know exactly where that is, but
This
the
is
the
hilarious.
owner of it said that they complained about a hair in their meal,
This is funny right here.
and so the owner comped them their meal, apologized for it, and then inspected the hair.
It was blonde. It was a blonde hair.
So
and
they
determined it couldn't have belonged to anyone in the kitchen. That's great.
Oh, I wonder if this is. Oh, I wonder if this is the video. Should we watch this? So anyway, basically what happened is they then went and reviewed. Look at that. They went and then reviewed the security footage.
Oh my goodness. She pulled her own hair and put it on the table. And then, what a scam to try to get a free meal.
And then gave it to her husband, who throws it in his. We're gonna share this video. This is ridiculous, folks.
People like that probably ought to be arrested. You know, you give a restaurant, I always encourage people.
And you know what'll happen? They probably blasted him on social media.
That's what I was going to say. If you don't like a restaurant, don't take it to the streets. Don't talk about.
Where's my share screen?
Patrick Strauss says, I've noticed it makes said listener try harder. You just can't be any more obnoxious. It's impossible.
There we go.
How are you going to share it? Okay, let's watch this video.
Watch this video, folks. This is ridiculous.
We
There's
don't
no
have the-
sound
we
to
don't
it,
need
but
the
we
audio.
don't even give you the play-by-play. But
There she is. Probably doesn't need to be eating that plate of Tex-Mex. Probably needs to mix in a salad.
then puts it back at it's like she's got a bunch of backup hairs in her little hair bun there.
And then, here, Chewy. Okay, I'll put that on my plate. Yeah, there's good. Now call the waiter. Ooh, gross. So summarize this. It's not enough that they comped their meal.
Puts his hand up like he's talking to the teacher.
And did he then
Arn,
make
you know what?
a
If he
big
didn't
deal
have,
about it?
if he would have not got so many tats, he probably could have afforded to pay for his meal.
Right? But did they make a bigger deal out of it than their free meal?
I don't know. I think the bigger deal is they got called out on it. They, you know.
That's just criminal.
Yeah. It is. It's theft. I mean, in today's prices.
Look, after he's eaten 2/3 of it.
Yeah. Oh, I found a hair. I don't want it anymore.
Is that what's showing on Facebook?
That's what's showing on
I like that.
right now.
Credit to YouTube for that video. Or the Chronicle.
It's the Houston Chronicle.
Yeah, Patrick, you see what we
Yeah.
deal with. It's
But
just,
I
it's
just,
just
but anyway,
tragic.
I thought that was an interesting story this morning for you. So, Permian Basin, folks, bigger than we ever thought. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
Cha-ching, the University of Texas and Texas A&M raking in billions of dollars.
U.S. Geological Survey announcing on Wednesday that the Permian Basin contains huge deposits of previously undiscovered oil and natural gas in the Woodford and Barnett shales.
28.3 trillion cubic feet of technically recoverable natural gas.
And another
Why don't we go out
1.6
there-
billion barrels of oil. So, you know what?
Let's go out there and build a huge gas-powered electric generating plant. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't you go out there and burn clean natural gas right at the source?
Boy, Salina ISD, folks.
They got
this thing,
problems.
yeah, they hired a guy named Caleb Elliott who happened to be the athletic director's son to be a middle school coach. He reportedly, allegedly, had sexual relations or sexual misconduct with a student.
So Allison Ginn is the principal, and she resigned. She's been on administrative leave since October. So are we thinking
The
that
dad resigned, I think.
he was the
yesterday or the day
athletic
before.
director?
He was the athletic director. He resigned the other day, and even though the school district said there was no wrongdoing in him being hired to be the middle school coach,
Right. He didn't have a bad resume or anything like that.
Although there may have been a accusation against him prior to being hired, but they said they did nothing wrong.
See, that's when Dad should have said, I can't. It's a conflict of interest. I can't bring you in because we could all be involved. And it's Selena. Selena was a Latino singer.
That's right,
Selena.
Thank you.
Wasn't it Selena, Cody, who just a couple of years ago passed a huge bond to build a bunch of schools? I could be wrong. But I'm just like, man, oh, man. And you know what? Again, hats off to the Crossroads. We don't have those problems here in Victoria. It was Salina, correct?
Yeah, $2.3 billion.
$2.3 billion bond they passed. And how many students are in the Salina ISD? You got time. He just flipped me off. Yeah, let's go to the Cody cam. All right, Cody, now you're on camera, so look at feverishly typing.
I would never flip you off.
The big pause, working that oversized keyboard.
Yes. It's funny how he does that with really without an opposable thumb.
2,836 students.
Okay, so I want you to picture the fact. And see, this is my recall, folks. My recall is it's good, isn't it?
What?
My recall.
Oh, you asked folks. You didn't ask me.
2,800 students. And they passed a bond for $2.3 billion because they are planning on, if we build it, they will come. And they're probably right. The Dallas Metroplex growing that direction.
Yeah, but that was the rationale at the time, right?
And you're talking about a school district that has tons of money and they're just in disarray. Contrast that with our own school district that needs a little bit of money and runs a pretty stable ship. Think about that when it's time to vote on the next bond.
This is interesting, and this is from the There Can Be No Coincidences file. El Paso residents going to see their water bills go up about $10 a month, so about $120 a year. It's about a 12% increase across the board, beginning in March, because all of a sudden, about 400,000 gallons of water a day need to be used by a new Meta data center that's going to be built out that way.
That won't generate $1.2 billion in taxes. That's the problem.
But apparently the El Paso Public Service Board approved a $1.2 billion budget. But officials are saying, no, purely coincidental that the rate hike happens when Meta's coming in and needs more water. Oh, and by the way, you're going to pay. Why doesn't Meta pay for the water?
Wow. Yeah. Why not? Well, you know why? Because Meta got a tax abatement to go there. That's why.
Liz Huff, good morning.
I want to remind you folks that if you haven't signed up yet for the Sports Advocate, you can go to thesportsadvocate.com and sign up. Peter says for Monday we should talk about school voucher. What does it say? School voucher what?
Money distribution.
Talking about 100,000 vouchers. It's nothing. Out of 5.5 million students in our schools, it's a nothing burger. It's just something for the anti-voucher people to complain about. It's not going to have any effect on our schools here in Victoria at all. Very interesting.
Let's see what else is happening in the world. I noticed a report on the BBC this morning that I thought was interesting, and China hailing their closer ties to Canada as the salvation for what's ailing China. So
Carney is totally missing the boat.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a complete idiot.
Yeah, and Canadians aren't happy.
No.
They're hitching their wagon to China. China thinks 40 million people in a market of 40 million people where they're already selling a bunch of goods anyway is going to be their salvation to turning their economy around, which is.
And here the U.S. is their largest customer, China, that is. Wait until Carney agrees to allow China to build a port off of, where would that be? Not Newfoundland. Where would that be over there?
Could be off Newfoundland,
the
Nova Scotia.
Where they're always a half hour late.
Yep. Early. They're always early.
Well, it depends on which zone you're comparing to.
That's true.
Compared to us, they're a half hour late. Yeah. Think about that.
Yeah, I don't get why
Canada's
Carney.
they're kind of like the left. They're on the wrong side of 90-10 issues.
Well, that's that. Well, and he is part of the Liberal Party there. But I don't get why he's forging stronger ties with China when
who does that with a communist dictatorship?
Leftists who like communists. That's
Unbelievable.
that's where that's going.
Show me where it's worked. Show who's in trouble. China. Okay, well, show me where it's worked. Measles cases in the U.S. reached a record high in 2025, and the virus is still spreading quickly.
Yeah, CNN reporting that they've got a whole story on how to prepare for a potential exposure. And here's one I don't get, because I have no problem with the measles vaccine. Even though I got it, I still got measles.
Right.
But I think that one works. I really do, for the most part. What do you think should happen to somebody like the people that put the hair in the meal to get a free meal? What should happen?
They should be arrested. They should get to spend the night in jail, eat a taco the next day with some inmate's hair in it.
Or at least fined.
Yeah, there should be a fine.
What do you make of this? Because this has been a concern for the NCAA and the NBA and the NFL a little bit, but mostly it seems baseball and basketball have been the sports that are now plagued by the sports betting industry, as all professional sports and even college sports have basically welcomed the wolf into the hen house, or the fox into the hen house, by aligning themselves with these fly-by-night, in many cases, betting.
I have
apps.
a very accurate opinion on this.
But you know why? It's so they can continue to pay Kyle Tucker $60 million a year
That's exactly
to underperform.
Right. So here's the deal. The only reason that several pro sports exist is because of gambling. Football is driven by gamblers. The watching, the audience. I would say in the NFL, it's the highest percentage of the audience of all the major sports has a bet on an NFL game. It is why many people watch the league.
I think the only sport betted on heavier globally
Boxing?
is soccer.
Soccer, okay. If you lose the integrity, or if you lose the illusion of why people gamble. If I can't believe that my bet is based on a fair outcome, then I'll quit betting. And when I quit betting, I'll quit watching. And when I quit watching, the TV numbers will go away, and they can no longer afford to pay Kyle Tucker $60 million a year.
Yeah, federal prosecutors, as an AP report on CNN, ensnared in a betting scheme that was designed to rig NCAA and Chinese Basketball Association games. At least a dozen college basketball players tried to fix games as recently as last season. Some are saying they may not have affected the outcome of the games per se, but they affected the spread.
Which is what's going to really upset. If I'm watching a game and I go, the Celtics ought to win this game by 20, and the spread is only 10, they just have to win by 10. I'm like, man, I'm betting on the Celtics. They're going to cover. And then some guy fumbles around at the end, and the Celtics only win by 8, and I lose $2,000. When I know that they're better, they still won. They still won the game, but they didn't cover the spread. And the gamblers, that will spread like wildfire. The NCAA especially has to squash this.
Yeah,
now.
there was one of the alleged co-conspirators, college players, were averaging about 22 points a game, and all of a sudden goes out and has an 11-point game and mishandles the ball and makes all sorts of mistakes that were just uncharacteristic, that go beyond having a bad game.
Right.
No reason for it. Like
blatant
they showed
turnover.
Exactly.
No
they showed video of
defense.
him. He's going up the court, and all of a sudden, for no reason, tries a behind the back dribble
To
and
nobody.
to nobody and fumbles it. I mean, it's just
And you see
Yeah.
the coach go, come on,
Yeah.
you know, but he's a star. There was a guy that was averaging 32 points a game in a I think in a Chinese league, and he had played for the Chicago Bulls, and he's been implicated in this.
The investigation, which was unsealed, the indictment yesterday started with 2 games in the Chinese Basketball Association and then moved into the NCAA and were rigging games as recently as last January. Probably when they decided to wrap up their investigation, they had enough. But you can bet they didn't stop fixing games in January because the biggest college betting season was just on the horizon.
The fixture scheme grew to more than 39 players on more than 17 different D1. This is like Indiana, Duke. I'm not saying those schools, but those level of schools who then rigged and attempted to rig more than 29 games, prosecutors say. By the way, prosecutors said one of these guys is going to crack, and he's going to say, I don't want my whole life ruined with a federal indictment. Here's what happened. They wagered millions of dollars, generating substantial proceeds for themselves, and paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to players in bribes, prosecutors said, with payments to players typically ranging from $10,000 to $30,000 per game. So the $30,000 is probably that one hit in the playoffs. Hey, I need you to bang a couple off the rim. I don't want you to lose the game. I just don't want you to cover.
Of the defendants, 15 played basketball for D1 schools in 24-25. Five others played in 23-24. And Antonio Blakeney, who played for the Bulls,
I remember
played in the Chinese
Antonio
Basketball
Blakeney.
Association in 22-23. Another person involved was a trainer, and another was a former coach.
Now, how would the trainer affect that? I'm
Facilitating relationships between gamblers and players, maybe, or passing the money off. I don't know. I don't know exactly.
But like Kennesaw State, Simeon Cottle, one of the players charged, he was played as recently as Wednesday. I played 2 days ago. That kid's in trouble. I'm talking about Trouble. The NCAA is going to throw the book at these kids because you can't have it. You remember when we were kids, boxing was like, it's all rigged. It's all rigged. And people quit betting on boxing. Boxing went away after Muhammad Ali until Mike Tyson came along. Nobody cared. Unbelievable.
Yeah. According to the American Gaming Association, online betting topped $11 billion in the first 3 quarters of 2025.
$11 billion.
And that was an increase of 13% from the prior year. And that doesn't even include what they gambled in the final quarter of 2025 because those numbers aren't in yet.
Which, again, by the way, because of the lax legal system that we live in, that 13% up on $11 billion is exactly why Las Vegas is broke. It's exactly why Las Vegas is in trouble.
You know the 2 sports that this hasn't hit yet?
Curling.
Well, there's one of the pro sports. Well, curling is. Golf, because they do enough side betting on the games themselves anyway. But hockey and football, the NFL, the NHL, but those 2 sports also seem to have paid a lot more attention to it.
Well, I guess if you throw a golf tournament, you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah. But I don't know. Going to be interesting to see how this all plays out and just how far this expands. But now we're reaching into college athletics at the D1 level. If they're fixing college basketball games, I think it's only a matter of time before we start hearing about college football.
Yeah.
Maybe not, because the NIL money is big enough in college football, maybe. But I think that's the issue here. Some of these players probably not getting a lot of NIL money playing college basketball. Well, if somebody comes up and offers you $30,000 to fix a college basketball game and you're a player,
man, you need to go straight to your coach and say,
Absolutely.
hey, I've been approached by a guy. Chances are the guy that approached you is a felon.
Exactly where you need to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad y'all are having your own side conversation about school vouchers. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait and see what the governor wanted, what the legislators voted on. I'm going to wait and see what happens. I'm waiting for the doom and gloom. The doom and gloom. Our schools are going to close. $2.3 billion bond passes in Salina. Have a great weekend, folks.
Bye, folks.
Bye.